Bro, I heard because I read his article last night and I looked at his little Vimeo screenshots. Igor that's the dev for Bears Club. He was working on a game for this before he did the mint. And he was like, all right, I'm developing the game. Now we're going to take a break from that. We're going to mint the NFTs out. And now we're going to go back to the game again. But supposedly the traits that you have on each bear, regardless of rarity, are going to have some sort of an impact in the game. So no matter what traits you have. And then on top of that, I've been hearing through the grapevine that he's airdropping, or he plans to airdrop to everybody that owns a bear. You're going to get a 3D version of that bear airdrop for free.
Yep.
So if this shit's fucking real, you don't sell all of your bears. I'm telling you right now, you 100%. Sell a couple of your bears and you save a couple of your bears, because gaming is the next big boom. DAOs are big right now, but gaming has been smoldering under the surface. And that is the next big boom and buzzword in at least the Cardano space.
What's going on, friends? It's your boy Stan Tenacious TX Vapes. You are listening to the sexiest podcast since Betty White, and now, Shedtime.
Welcome back to another episode of the Shedtime podcast, and ladies and gentlemen, I am incredibly excited to get into this one today because we brought our homie Crypto Swaggins, the swaggiest cryptologist of them all. I don't even know, is cryptologist a thing? But fuck it, we're gonna use it today.
It is now.
It is now. We just coined the term. But yeah, he's back. We're talking fucking NFTs today because the fucking NFT game is getting real for all of us. Bro. We've been having some fun in that space.
I went hard in the paint this weekend.
Yeah. Shit. Let me just say, it was a goddamn fucking blizzard. I'm pretty close to the coastline, and I was dodging power drops, trying to mint and all that. Like, fucking gangster. I felt like a goddamn Rough Rider or some shit, like coming through the storm on the horse. Like, we gonna get it. We gonna get it.
Riders on the storm.
For real. Shit was crazy. It was on some Wild West shit, and it was a blast. But before we get into that, I'm holding on to this weed that I haven't even opened yet. And
dude, I picked up some stuff, bro.
But yeah, I swung by. So this is the thing, we talked about it before. I work for a dispensary, so I get the hookup, right? And so we got a hookup on this Pinot Grande from Bountiful Farms, and this shit is so crazy good. Oh my god. Oh, the smell is incredible. Super citrusy. It's a 60-40 slightly sativa hybrid, and it is delicious.
Sounds like my jam.
It sounds scary to me, though.
You can see how hype I am right now. It's all the Pinot Grande's fault. It's pineapple chunk and something else. It's an OG. So we're getting all that fucking crazy flavor, and it's incredible. But the one I'm holding on to right now that we're about to open, I haven't even looked at this bud. I haven't smelled it, nothing. This is mac and cheese.
Man, I've had the weirdest experiences with stuff that has not I don't know. I guess weird names that be like that. Dude, I'm just forever stunned by that fucking tuna OG or whatever the fuck that stuff was. That
yes.
I had. And I'm snake bit from trying stuff that has savory flavors other than GMO. That's just fire.
Well, this is the Mac crossed with alien cheese. And so I'm very curious about this one.
Okay. Miracle alien cookies and alien cheese.
Yeah,
damn.
yeah.
I could get down with that.
Oh. That's got a nose on it that's super piney. It's got a little bit of a cheminess to it. I'm gonna bet we're gonna get some of that heavy limonene from the Mac that's in there. But that is some gorgeous nuggets. Those are beautiful.
Oh, I like that color.
It's a little perfumey. I'm liking this a lot. We're going to have to get into that in a little bit. But I got to finish this bowl of the Pinot Grande first. And I do vape things from time to time. And there's that Boule Bolu in the Squai that we built on the green room. That was
dude.
that was a damn good time. If you guys heard the show with 99 Raps, we actually raced him in a build-off against him in his own Addy. It was something else. Check it out.
Check it out. See who wins. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, hell of a show. But got that Squy loaded up with the Boule Bolu on a clutch, and I also still have the what do you call this thing again? Oh yeah, an RDA for vaping. Loaded that with the strawberry something because when you're vaping a coil turd liquid, sometimes you gotta put it in the coil turd Addy. So that's what I did. And I see you're just finishing up at Dabski. So what'd you just get into?
Here. I actually just went to the old dispenser, of course. You guys know how I do. I got to make sure I hit the shop before the potty. Make sure that I got all the essentials. I did just take a nice dab of some Dosey mints. A little bit of some live rosin action. Very, very tasty. Nice hybrid action going on there. Nice mellow high. But I also picked up a couple other things, man. I picked up some more flour, even though I really didn't need it. I just saw it, and I was like, I need this. I picked up, this is from Stizzy. This is like their Lit brand flour, I guess.
Yep.
And dude, wait till you see these nugs, Sean. You're going to trip, bro. The strain is called Pink Asahi.
Ooh, Asahi.
Asahi.
It is nice. Oh, focus.
Oh, dude,
dark,
that was good.
dark
Nice orange
purples.
hairs. Dark
Look at the
purples.
foxtailing happening.
Yeah, look at the fucking shape of the nugs, dude. They're nice and dense,
Ooh.
very fucking sticky, icky. But yeah, I picked up some of that Pink Asahi, and I gotta say, I did a little Dynavap of it yesterday. Tasty stuff, dude. Very like fruity, like citrusy scent on it. And I also picked up some bubble hash, man.
Oh.
I went and I picked up some from I forgot what brand this is. I don't know what the brand of this is. Anyways, this is some I got some Fatso bubble hash there. This one's more of like kind of like the light green sort of coloration going on.
Yeah, it
there.
really looks like just like a bunch of keef right there.
Yeah, it almost looks kind of like you're like just a nice amount of keef there. But then this wedding pie, Sean, has got that real nice dark, almost kind of like
Bluish, yeah.
bluish tint to it, you know what I mean? And this stuff right here, bro, is tasty. So I'm, kind of pairing a little bit of these up with a little bit of that Pink Asahi inside the old titanium Omni, the newest Omni. I think this is the 2021 Omni or whatever. Really been enjoying this thing, man. It's a banger, dude. But yeah, that's what I got going, man. Oh, and I got a vape too. I got the old Warlock's Guardian DNA 250C with the Squy that we built up. This is the one that I actually built twice on the show because I hated the build I did in the build off so bad I ripped it out and put a new one in there. And this has got some band build Fralians in there that are vaping amazing with some of that PBCC. Yeah, that's right. I'm vaping peanut butter, Sean, and I'm loving it, bro. This shit right here is fire.
Yeah,
like
it's the truth.
My God, it is so good. The chocolate mixed with the peanut butter and the creaminess of the cheesecake with a little bit of that pie crust that you get in there,
bro,
dude. It is so good.
When I had my last bottle, there's a Butterfinger pudding that I found at the grocery store where it's like crushed up chunks of Butterfinger in like a peanut butter chocolate pudding. And it was like all I could think of when I would vape that. I'm like, oh man, this is just like eating that pudding. It's so good.
That sounds amazing.
It's like liquid diabetic coma.
Oh my god, it is. It is. It's delicious. Speaking of, that's a terrible segue. There's diabetic coma. It's not a good segue into what you brought today. It is what it is, man. Speaking of diabetic comas, when was the last time you fell into one from
It's
vaping?
your boy. It's your boy, Diabetic Coma Swaggins. Coming in with the heat. Wait, let me take a nap real quick. What's up, guys? Yeah, it's Swaggins. Swaggins Crypto. hanging out. Thanks for having me today. It's been real fun. My boys are getting into it, and it's really getting me hype. It's really nice not to be on an island by myself
anymore. Man is an
island. Yes. So today, I guess I just ate some gummies. And they're just distillate gummies. They're a hybrid. So I'm waiting for that to kick in. I did like maybe 10 milligrams of that.
Nice little microdose action.
Yeah. And then I've got the Flight Lab Control, my go-to little Cardo vape device. I love this thing. It just rips and the battery lasts forever. And it's really just a good vape. I've got some Pink Snowman live resin in there because if you know me, I just love Cardos. I just feel like, you can get dab like quality out of Cardos. You don't always have to get a distillate. You can get a live resin. You can get something that's more natural and
you get what you pay for. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Like, everybody wants the cheap cartridge, and that's the thing. Right. If you buy the more expensive cartridge, those live resin ones, or even like I know my shop right now, we're carrying rosin, hash rosin, or dry cured rosin, I should say. Yeah. Dude, those are the way.
And you can really tell the difference. Like if you're ever like, hey, they're saying it's a live resin cartridge, but I'm not sure. It's got it's a little granular. You can see like as it goes down the side, the consistency. It kind of looks like there's sand in it or something like that. It's granular because there's some real good stuff like flash frozen in that
some
press.
Fucking crystals up in
exactly.
That bitch,
mm-hmm. So that's Pink Snowman I got in there. And also speaking of like you said, top shelf stuff, you have high terpene extract distillates, and this is a distillate. So you might be like, oh, well, that's not like a live resin. Yeah, but it's a high terp extract, and this is sour bubble, and it's delicious. And I have another high terp extract upstairs called grape jelly. And literally, like you take one puff off of that, and it smells like you just smoked a joint in the room. I mean, that's some good shit. Like you don't usually get distillate oil that like smells like you just let a skunk loose.
Those are those companies doing like 7 and 8% terpenes. Like you gotta understand, most people's this is why when you buy those cartridges and they're like 80-90% in the distillate carts, it's because there's no terps in there. But when you buy these ones that are like 70 and 65, there's a fuck ton of terps in there, and it shows.
Yeah, and it's worth it because there's body. It's like there's a difference between, and this is something that every stoner has to figure out on their own. But what do you want? Do you want to just get faced, or do you want to have like a body to your high and experience? And for me, it's like, sometimes it's nice to get faced, but I can get faced off of a body full experience, if you will. I want the terps. The terps are there because it's the plant's way of saying this is my personality and I want to share it with you.
Yeah, dude.
I like that. That's a great explanation of the terps. I like that.
Use it. It's yours.
Stolen.
Yeah, so that's what I'm.
The terps are like the plant introducing itself to you. Like, hi,
exactly.
My name is Chem Dog. I like long walks.
Hey, we're a good match. Yeah.
Late nights. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Maybe.
Rainy Sundays by the fireplace.
You know why I said Chem Dog though? I
That's your spirit bud, man. You pulled that on a mint.
Yeah, bro.
I pulled Granddaddy Perp.
Dude, honestly, I was kind of jealous, bro, because I love me some GDP. Yeah. I'm not a big Chem Dog guy, but dude. Anyways.
Yeah. So to wrap it all up, I'm vaping on a disposable. I've got this Hyde Plus thing that I don't recommend. I think that there are better ones out there. It's got like adjustable airflow and you can recharge it, but it's just not very satisfying. It gives me the nicotine I need when I'm on the go. Or too high to reach for something else. And then I've got my Old Faithful. I got the Pioneer RTA on top of the Corona mod. It's a little wood DNA 60 single 18 650 device. And inside of that, I got some of McMango's Mayhem by our boy. I haven't talked to him in a while. Hogets Yogets. I don't even. Is he still doing his thing, or has
I don't think
nobody is? Oh shit! This is all I got left.
He just vanished off the face of the earth.
Good God.
Hope you're okay, bud.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. Cheers to you, bud.
Yeah, hope you're okay. Hope life's treating you all right.
You're still keeping swags away from cigarettes. That's a good call.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Facts.
But I got another guy. I'll just, when this is out now I know that I'm just going to be a full-time overdrip custard guy. I can't get in 12 milligram. I'll just have to get some Nick shots and
you might like the the lemon one. I think you might like the lemon one.
You'll love
for sure.
the lemon.
Maybe I'll do it in 6
something
milligram.
like that Pioneer, dude. I think that Pioneer would be like really lemony.
Yeah.
You'll be in Lemon Central.
So
and speaking of Lemon Central,
going here. So
let's talk to the man who made Lemon Central a thing. It's a stop in Flavortown. If you guys didn't know, Guy Fieri. Please don't sue me for that.
It's the capital of Flavortown. That's what
Bam! Is that? No, that's Emerald.
That's Emerald.
Yeah.
So Bam, and for the Billionaire Burger Boys, boom, boom, boom,
Bing bong.
Yeah, and shout out to Big Bamboo too, and Uncle Chris. Now it's over to you.
Okay, well, as you guys can tell, there's a bit of excitement going on right now. So everybody's just like running hot.
We're fucking delirious. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just be quick then. I'm basically rocking a strain. It's called Pink Maradona. It tastes real good. I like it. It's like indica, of course. That's what I prefer. Like, there's a chance that it might be a hybrid that's indica dominant, but it's pretty good. I'm digging it. Of course, I got it in my good old Dynavap, but I got the 2021 Dynavap Captive Cap, and
winner.
I'm using the torch, just like my little dual flame torch. And then for vape stuff, I'm still just rocking that Clutch X18 in green. Got a black Squire on top. It's the one that I built as well. Shout out to Troublesome 4200 because they're his coils, and I've been really enjoying these over the last 2 days. Like this setup has been banging, and the liquid that I got in there is actually some PBCC. So I'm vaping the same thing as James.
Banger.
And that's everything for me.
Yes. All right. Well then, that means we can talk about this weekend. And we've obviously, since the last time we've had Mr. Swaggins on the program, we've all started to take our big toe, dip it gently, maybe not so gently in some cases, into the crypto space, and see what we can do. See if we got our swimmies on or not. And I'll tell you what, I know at least a couple of us are having a fucking blast doing it. And I mean that in and of itself, I think, is the first thing, right? Is if you're not having fun doing it, why do it at all? And that's like number one. And from there, the whole notion of, you know, the potential to make something out of basically nothing is pretty fucking exciting. I mean, to sit there and look at a piece of art and be like, yo, this can be, you know, 2x or 3x in a month or two and make me something, you know, more than what I just put into it. The implications have been super exciting. But I think the first one of us who dipped their toe into the NFT space was you, Chris. Am I right? I think you were the first one.
Yeah. Well, like, because of Swags. I'm not saying it's his fault, but like him helping me.
His tutelage.
Well, this is the thing, right? You guys know how it is. Like, if you have to do all the work by yourself, it's like tough. Like, if you have somebody that you know and like you respect them and you can speak to them about certain things, it like allows you to like make more growth, I think, quicker, because it's like Swags basically was there for me to ask the questions and be like, oh, like whatever they happen to me be. And from there, I just kind of went full.
Dude, you picked it up super quick too. Like I knew that you had a gut, balls of steel, if you will, but like you had that gut. And I tell people, I'm not to cut you off, but just a little aside, tell people, if you got the gut, trust your gut. And if your gut's wrong, then it's not for you. Right. But if your gut keeps being right, or if your gut learns, then it's a gut game. It's patience and gut. You got to have instinct, right? Gut is instinct, right? And you have that instinct. And so it was a pleasure to be able to talk to you about it and see you kind of grasp at it so quickly and take on to it and ask good questions. And now you're off running. I'm like, yo, sweet. Now I have somebody out there where it's like, maybe I'll miss something because there's so much shit. So much stuff. So like I have more people to be like, yo, check this out. Have you heard of this? And I'm happy. I'm honestly happy to be surprised by something. So continue. I apologize for cutting you off.
No, you're good. But and it was basically like I was saying, like you kind of like opened that door, and like I just kind of ran with it. I'm not like crazy comfortable in like my NFT game, but like I'm finding my way, and I don't think that I'm making like terrible decisions. So I'm just going slower than I probably could be. I feel like I could be making a bit better moves, but I think that as like I start slowing some things off, like that'll happen. But yeah, dude, I've really enjoyed it, and it's not as hard. And honestly, I think that for a lot of people right now, there's definitely people out there, because like me, like 2 years ago, I would have thought this. Like I know that it's hard to understand that you can buy a JPEG for like $100, and it could be worth like $600, like
6,000,
whatever,
250,000.
And we're not even talking about a long time, because the first big one is from like last March, like Space Buds.
Yep. On Cardano. Cardano is young in the NFT
Yeah.
industry.
Oh, sorry. Yes. We're talking about like CNFTs.
Yeah,
Yes,
CNFTs. Cardano NFTs. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot what I was saying after that.
You were talking about March and Space Buds.
Oh, yes. And it's like right now the floor on Space Buds is like 5,088, which is like over $5,000, right?
Yeah.
Like in any currency.
Yeah.
And it's just that the potential's there for, like, that's just the way that I'm seeing things. Like I'm not chasing like what's the next Space Buds.
Right.
I'm just chasing like the fact that there is gonna be a next Space Buds.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I break it down a little bit and kind of like for your audience?
Yeah, dude.
Kind of bring it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what Chris is talking about is totally an aspect of the mindset, project to project. But let's strip this back a little bit and let's talk about the evolution of where we were before and how we got to where we are now, and why this is more than just buying and selling JPEGs, right? We say that because we want to like call it like satirical or strip away all the pros. They're JPEGs and you're buying and selling them. But what's in those JPEGs is art, actual art. And you have artists out there that, just like with Patreon, and it started with crowdfunding, and you have crowd and community support. These artists now are being able to say, imagine like if you were really good at art when you were in your teens, and now you have a system to where you can, if you just learn a few things or get a few friends that can dev some things up for you, you can sell your art. This is art. So if currency can be digital, and work can be digital, and mail can be digital, and communication can be digital, why can't art be digital? And what better way? The only thing preventing artists from really being able to sell their art and make a living off of it, like look at all the struggling artists too. Van Gogh, Jackson Pollock, like they all had these mental disorders, and most of them weren't popular until they were dead or they were already like too far gone. And because it was just a miserable life to try and be an artist. And now with non-fungible tokens, I can create a collection of art that nobody else can tamper with or funge, or fake. And I can buy and sell these things. So us on the secondary market is not artists, as art enthusiasts. We can buy pieces of art that we believe in and we like, and then we can turn those around and sell them for an appreciated value based on hype, based on utility, based on many things. So I'll kind of cut it off.
Yeah, which real world application to kind of even, analogize that further. It's literally the opportunity to buy a piece of art like you would from a street vendor, and then later find out, years down the road, that said street vendor's art is actually worth some money because he's done some big things. Yeah. And now you can turn around and sell it on a secondary market for an inflated value. And that's literally all we're doing. And I know digital artists who can't make a buck right now. This is that opportunity.
This is another way to kind of think about it too, that I literally just thought about as you guys were breaking this analogy down. It's like, the sneakerhead, who buys a pair of fucking sneakers at like whatever price they're released at, and then 2 months down the line sells them for double because the hype's built up so high on them, everybody wants them, you know what I mean? And he's able to turn a profit on a pair of shoes. You know what I mean? It's kind of a similar
dude, there's
thing,
people
but
that do
a
that
different
stuff
market.
with like Matchbox cards.
This is, I was gonna say, this is
just
digital
another
Pokemon
aspect.
cards, digital Magic. You know what I mean? Like
It's
the
another
trading
aspect
card
of
game.
collecting and trading. You know what I mean?
It's it, you know, and
but this way you can actually, you know, make a pretty decent profit depending on what project you get into, what you're actually collecting. You know what I mean? It's
dude,
like,
and you literally do no work after you click buttons. You're sitting here. Like, even if you sell shoes, you have to ship them and receive them and do these.
Diminish how tough my job is to overdrive.
No, it's
shit.
tough. It's like, dude,
Yo, motherfucker, you just click buttons.
no.
I'm
But
kidding,
this is the thing, dude. As a person who's gotten really into this, like, I'll just be like grinding away for hours, and then I imagine like, wow, like Swags probably does this most of the time he's awake. It's tough work, but at the same time, dude, when you get those like quick snipes and those hits, it's fucking so exhilarating.
It's a hustle. Oh yeah, absolutely.
but
it's like chasing that high, you know what I mean? Like for me, I'm like, yo, that's what every time I like hit, you know, recently listed, I'm just hoping to see some low rank that looks dope as fuck for cheap, and I just snipe it. You know, like it feels like you're literally just killing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point,
you're not really
getting
killing it until you're selling them, but like at that time, you're making the right moves to get yourself in the right position later.
Everyone loves a good deal at the end of the day, right? But I think something that needs to kind of continue this whole progressive discussion here is the fact that these NFTs are more than just art, because they're also linked to projects. And I mean,
and some of them have alternate uses,
like utilities.
One we just got into.
Okay, yeah, let's just name the NFT that we bought into, and we all of us are now Bear Club owners.
Yep,
we're Bears Club owners. So if they're popping off and you guys like listen to this episode in a month or so, and they're like, oh yeah, the floor of this is 500, like, wow, we're doing all right.
I mean, Bears
Get them while they're hot.
But I mean, we can use Bears Club as an example of like the whole process of the project, right? Like you're talking about a project where the developer wanted to create a game, and he wanted to then create this art piece that would have use within said game that he was going to create, and that this game would inevitably be an opportunity for players to earn. So it would be play to earn, and that creates a whole new implication to the art you buy, because the art you buy will inevitably serve you in the game when it's finally developed. So now you think about that aspect of your investment, because at the end of the day, when you're buying these things, you're investing in this person's project, helping them fund the project in this case, the Bears, being a video game that will in turn allow its users to earn something back.
Yeah, it's a play to earn style game, which is, I mean, gaming in NFTs is still pretty young. I mean, the metaverse is young. Things are still years out, but there are people that are doing it, and it's a utility based kind of purchase. Now you're investing in utility or in a project, like Sean said, as opposed to there are projects that are just art. They might be one-offs, they might be profile picture art, and that's all you're going to get out of it. So you got to kind of know that too, what you're going into, and purchase based on that. If you're buying something just to make money on it, then you got to go in with that mentality and that strategy, being like, it doesn't matter. I'm flipping this. I'm not going to hold on to it. I'm not going to worry about penny pinching here. I just want to flip it and get a profit. And that's where you kind of have to find the nuance. And you kind of get a handle for it. By the way, just to preface this, I think it would be cool. I minted something today, and if it gets sent to me before the end of the podcast, we could do a reveal, and I know the audience can't see, but maybe we could find some way for them to be able to look at it after the fact. Like
we can make that a thing.
Discord.
Yeah, maybe it'll be on our Patreon, so check it out.
There you go. Make money off my money, son.
Dude, I hope you get that right now. That'd be cool.
Yeah, so I want to preface that by saying that. Yeah, and there are other mints going on, so I'm like, I'm going to try and focus.
No, you're good, dude.
But that's the game of it all, right? Is that you want to try to get these mints at these mint prices, and then hopefully you get something that has traits that make it valuable.
dude.
Right.
And the crazy thing about this one in particular was just the mint price, like the initial price to get in. You know what I mean? That's what like made this one for me, because this was the first one that I actually, my first mint that I was able to get in on. Or no, this was the second one, huh? Because I actually minted a Cardano buds first.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was my first mint. This is my second one but
the stakes were higher on this one because there was like a time limit. Like the Cardano buds is kind of an ongoing project.
Yeah. So like with this one, there's just like, this one was like, I was in it. Like you guys have been in the past where it's like, okay, I had to get in there and grab them. And, you know, it's like the luck of the pool. What am I going to get? You know, what are the rarities going to be, sort of thing. And then like just sitting there and doing the whole transaction process was like a whole new thing, because, you know, there's a little bit of a weight to it. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to say this to people out there that are looking to get into this and are expecting instant transactions. It doesn't work.
We're early, bro. This is early. We're in beta.
It does not work like that.
Blockchain technology does not move quickly like we think about the internet as a whole.
Yeah,
it's not the World Wide Web.
That was one thing that kind of like threw me off at first. I was like, oh shit, like because I sent my thing and then like it gave me like a confirmation that it was sent, and I was like sitting here waiting, checking back and forth between my wallet and then like waiting for it to like be taken out, and you know, then to receive the token, this and that, and it's just like once you like get the confirmation, you just wait. Then all of a sudden it takes some time for everything to hit the blockchain and do the process and stuff like that. So be patient. Don't freak out if like you do something and it doesn't happen instantly. There's been times where like, Chris, you could speak on this, where you've tried to like mint something or do something and it's just like it ends up failing, correct?
Yeah, transactions do fail.
Like things are so crazy. Like, and I think that it just can't be emphasized enough that like it's just still so early on Cardano that there's still crazy shit that happens. Like in the last 3 weeks, there's been a few mints that were like pretty hyped up that went very weird. So like there's like all sorts of emotions that you can feel. You can feel like cheated. You could feel like sad because you're like, what the fuck? I never got anything, you know?
Well, shoot, all these different things. Sean had a little bit of an issue like trying to get in on his just because of the blockchain.
Well, and that's the thing, is like that's why like transactions can fail, because you know when you think about your standard concept of the internet and it's almost instant, you know, application. When you are on Coinbase or Binance or whatever the exchange that you're using to purchase your ADA, it's a rather instantaneous purchase. You've got it, you own it now, and he's ready to work with. When you go to transfer it off the exchange and put it into your wallet, it can take time because now it's going into the blockchain. And when
like this is the one thing that I want to like I want to mention about this like specific thing. So it's not like I've been doing this for that long, but like the 6 weeks that I've been doing this, like the last 2 weeks, maybe the chain has been a mess. But the beginning, dude, when I would send shit from Coinbase to my wallet, it would be like less than a minute. Boom,
yeah, like
there.
luckily for me, like, it's been pretty instantaneous as far as like my transfers go from my Coinbase to my Yoroi wallet. But like Sean, you're doing it to your Nami wallet, and that's where
and that's the thing. It's like it's the different applications. My Yoroi, which is my staking wallet, where my stake is set up, that 5 minutes or less, and it's usually reflected. But again, right now when you go and you look, I have not seen the Cardano blockchain dip below 90% load.
Yeah, yesterday I was like on it and it was like 86 and I was like, yo, that's the lowest I've seen it in a while.
Like
it's like right now it's at 95.
Maybe like next exactly. It's like, yo, I just want to say this as of recording right now. Today's payday, boys.
Oh, yes. Epoch ends.
Yeah, epochs end.
Yeah, so maybe it'll be better too. Maybe the congestion will be better. I'm just being very hopeful.
But that's the thing, is like the word is getting out, right? Like the more that I read different financial articles and everything like that, the word is getting out, and more people are getting interested in Cardano, and so naturally the system is starting to get used a lot more, and it's getting more congested. This is the frustrating part, right? This is what we want. We want more people on the network because then we grow the network, but we have to get through the growing pains of growing network's growth.
Can I just say, so basically we're in the Basho era. We just started the Basho era in Cardano. That comes from IOHK, which is Input Output Hong Kong, which is the company that basically builds Cardano. The CEO is Charles Hoskinson. He's the man. I freaking love that dude. He's the guy. He's Cardano. And so basically we're in the Basho era right now. And that's the scalability era. And they're saying, you know, I've read some things preliminarily. They're saying, hey, June, you know, Hydra will be ready in June. And Hydra is the name of the scalability program. In general, like just a broad brushstroke, what it is it's a layer 2 solution. It means cross-chain support, conversion from ERC20 token kind of projects, an easy way for them to port off of, say, Ethereum and into Cardano, better transactions, better block loads, et cetera, et cetera. So that's like Hydra's Hydra, but they're working in the Basho era, they're working to make things better under this load anyways. And right now we're 2 weeks off of Sunday Swap, which is the most hyped, biggest, you know, arguably the biggest bet for Cardano on a decentralized exchange. And now we have liquidity pools and we have yield farming, and you can swap on an exchange that's decentralized. Basically, you're taking your money off of a centralized network onto the blockchain, and you can buy and trade things that may not be even an IPO stage, which is initial public offering. They're not even on the centralized exchange yet. So now you're getting it for a steal of a price, very low market cap, and you can basically take your ADA and you can buy into these other projects. And that's how you create you start to build out the infrastructure and the financial base for these projects to get funding to actually start developing their dApps, their decentralized apps, their decentralized protocols. They're all businesses. That's the thing. Like, it's coming out in our nation right now. And sorry, I'm just kind of pivoting and cut me off if you want to.
No,
but I'm pivoting into the state of the nation. And in the USA, you have these morons. I call them chooches. You have these chooches in the annals of government. They're shouting from the halls, national security threat, when just 7 years ago or 8 years ago, they were saying it was internet monopoly money. But now it's a national security threat, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So there's some shit happening, and there's some shit being stirred up. And I got on a soapbox, so I kind of lost my original train of thought. But generally speaking, to pull it back, we are in an age of experience, discovery, and change. And we're taking the power back. And if you get on board and you do your research and you kind of understand what's going on, you are getting into something that is just as counterculture as vaping was if you were a vapor. You know, it's hey, let's take our power back and say, you know what, we trusted you enough, we trusted you long enough, but you clearly don't have our best interests at heart, you know? Knock the millennials all you want, but we created blockchain technology. That's all I got to say. Mic drop.
Oh, yo, valid. But that's the crazy thing, right? Is that, like, right as we speak, there's current legislation that could give the Fed overarching authority to fuck with crypto under the guise of it being able to be used as a money laundering tool, which shows a patented lack of understanding of how the whole system works to begin with.
There are certain areas where regulation is okay, right? We never say no regulation. You have to regulate in order for institutional investment. These big institutions are not going to come in until they know better. Like, they have a little bit more of like a foundation to understand what they're investing in, what the volatility is. But generally speaking, the government's basically just saying, we don't trust you to do what you want with your money. And it's just not true. And over-regulation is not okay. And lying it away is not okay. Sorry.
Nope. I'm with you 100%. Yeah. You know, we have a fucked up imbalance in our monetary system, and that's crypto is a response to that. And I think it's natural that there's a lot of people who are now getting interested in that because of that imbalance. I know it was a major influencer on my part. You know, like I hemmed and hawed about it and kept reading and kept researching and kept learning, but I finally pulled the trigger when this is one of those candid moments where I had received my Christmas bonus in my paycheck. And when I calculated how much of my Christmas bonus was lost to taxes, I was like, this is ludicrous. I'm taking the rest of my Christmas bonus and I'm putting it where it can make me something.
Hell yeah.
And that was what started the whole journey, because I realized that I lost nearly half of my bonus that I worked my ass off for as a thank you from my bosses to the fucking government. And I was like, no. This is ludicrous. Why did you take this Christmas gift from me?
Yeah.
You know what I
Listen,
mean?
they're still going to take more from you. Capital gains sucks. I think for us in Massachusetts, Sean, it's 26.5%, which is, hey, fine. Render under Caesar what is Caesar's. I'm cool with that. Anything more, I'm not cool with. You know, anything like Yellen in office, just a few months back, and I'm sure it's going to come back up again. They were talking about taxing us on potential gains. And that wouldn't just affect the crypto market. That would affect housing. That would affect anything that's equity or property.
Right.
And it's just dumb. It's just like, let's cut off our nose to spite our face.
It's literally ludicrous. And it's a cash grab.
Yeah.
It's just a cash grab.
So how can we get ours, and how can we keep the margin for entry to the upper echelons of society, e.g. wealth? So much new money, man. But to make it fun again, NFTs are an opportunity to have fun, appreciate art, really have things. It's community too. This is something we didn't touch on. You buy into a community, you show off that you have a piece of art from that community, and you are welcome like family.
Can we talk about how popping the fucking Bears Club Discord was last night, bro?
Yo,
like,
it still is.
It's still on fire.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I haven't popped in yet this morning because I literally woke up, jumped in the shower, jumped on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it's just like, dude, we were just sitting there chilling last night. All of us were hanging out in like our Discord, chatting while we're also looking at what's going on in the other one. We're seeing everybody post their new bears, seeing what's selling, seeing people chat about, oh man, I just minted this, or I just grabbed up mine. I can't wait to see what mine are. And then I'm sitting there talking about, well, I originally only wanted to grab 2, and now I've got like 9. Shit, so much for that plan. You know what I mean? And it was just cool because like everybody was just super down, super chill, just super excited about this project, and was just like hyping each other up too. Like if you got a good pull, people are like, dude, that's sick. Yeah. Oh man, that's dope. You know what I mean? Like it was really cool, man. It was a cool experience for like my first time being a part of a mint, like in that aspect of like being in the Discord as the mint's happening, watching people jump in, being able to send Sean a link so that he could hop in on it while we were like, and the cool thing about it all too was it happened so spur of the moment too. Like, and that 100%. I feel like that was the cool aspect of it, because this is something that was just like that came out of nowhere that could also possibly be something to make some gains off of. You know what I mean? With the initial cost to just mint at 15 was just crazy cheap.
Well, and let's think about the numbers on that.
Like, the art's legit too.
The art is
actually
dope.
12.
And the bears are dope. Yeah.
It was 12 actually, because if you minted a single bear, you get 3 ADA back with the bear, so it's 12 Ada. And the art is it's not like some shitty art.
No,
that's some like 5-year-old made, right?
It's like art. Yeah. I've got this one that I picked up this one yesterday, and originally I was like, oh, that one's pretty cool, but like the more and more I look at it, like I've kind of gotten like Chris, where like I'm looking at it and like everything matches so nicely, bro, that like I think this might be one I just keep for a while, and just like, because it's
you vibe with it, bro.
Remember
it's
the
cool.
black bear I got? The black bear I got with the rusted crown and the heart glasses, the red background. He's got like the jersey on. It just like the red colors with the black bear, like he looks dope as fuck. And honestly, I feel like at a certain point I might be able to get a decent return on him if I ever wanted to.
This is another thing too. This is a good point you brought up, James. In essence, like when you buy into a project, right? If you buy one, it's one. But if you buy 2 or 3, what you try to do, and this is a little like food for thought, insider knowledge, you try to get an ROI off of one of them. If that's you kind of go into the project thinking that too. Will I be able to get return on investment? And if I can, how much should I invest and can I get a return on investment? Like if you buy something and say you buy it and it's 35 ADA and you buy 3 of them. So you're talking about 95 ADA or whatever. If you can sell one of those for 95 ADA, then you have 2 other bears or 2 other NFTs that you can sit and be like, I vibe with this one. I never have to sell this because I made my money back on it and I could just sit on it. It could be worth nothing, but it's worth something to me. That's when you can be personally attached to something. That's when I would recommend it's okay. But I'm not going to lie to you. I have a bunch of chilled Kongs. I think that project's got a lot ahead of it. And it's done really well in the 2 months since it's been out. They just smashed 4 million volume, 4 million ADA traded in volume in that project. Huge. And it's great. And I love the vibe of it. I love the conks, but I'm attached to my conks. And I've had to resolve with myself the fact that these things are for making money. But if I can make my initial investment back, then I can think, all right, these are cool. I don't mind holding on to them, or I can give one away if I really wanted to bless somebody because these things are fucking worth. But generally speaking, you need to remember to bring it back from the hype for a second to make it somber and say, FOMO is a real thing that can be either your gateway to a great future, or it can ruin you. So you have to remember that there's got to be an entrance strategy. And there's got to be an exit strategy.
We all definitely felt a bit of FOMO at a point.
Yeah, absolutely.
We did. Last night was a great example.
That's why I ended up with 9 bears, bro.
Bro, I mean, I'm gonna quietly call out a friend of ours without saying any names, but like he just kept dropping bear after bear after bear, and I was like, bro, I need one now. Like I need one.
And he was getting some dope.
Yes,
bro.
He was pulling some fucking heat.
Triple OG. We'll just call him Triple OG.
Yes, 100%. Triple OG is all he needs to be referred to here. But yo, 100%. Like that fueled the FOMO so bad because like I'm watching
high sale for like
last
6 hours, bro.
Yeah.
And he bought 5 more.
And he did it all quietly, and then like just pops in like, and he's like, "Oh hey, I just sold one for like something." And I was like, "No fucking way, dude!" Like we didn't like for a while we didn't even know he like got into it. And then all of a sudden you just start dropping them, bro. We're like, oh shit.
He's like, oh, here's like 10 of them. Oh, here's like another 10. You're like, whoa, bro.
There's one with wings.
Fucking sneak attack.
here's one with fucking glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Fucking
complete. He's a ninja. He just hides in the shadows.
Best RNG karma ever.
Bro, amazing.
It was crazy.
Amazing.
But dude, it was a lot of fun, but also it's kind of really gotten me more interested in just like kind of looking into more projects and, you know, just because like because the one thing that I also keep in the back of my head, which is like kind of to the point that you're saying, Swag, is like this is an investment thing for me. You know what I mean? Not only is it something cool and kind of like a new like venture for me to get into, but it's a way for me to kind of build like a little portfolio for myself for, you know, possible, you know, gains for my future, you know what I mean? And it's not just me throwing money away like I could be on any other thing. Like this is something I could put some money into that could possibly make me some money and also just be a place to, you know, kind of hold some funds. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, and it's like, it's fun, dude.
Yeah, and it's fun at the same time. You know what
like,
I mean? It can be stressful, but it's also fun too. Yeah. But like I literally just listed one of my bears right now just because I was just sitting here. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to throw I was looking at CNFT Tools is your best friend, by the way, guys. I love that fucking site. You guys have broken me because I just sit here and stare at it all the time. But I'm sitting here just looking at, you know, different traits that my specific bear has, seeing what the floor sales are on them and like seeing how many are selling. I'm like, you know what? I guarantee I can get a flip on this for this price because of what those certain traits have been selling for. I put it around like a specific price that I feel like will move pretty quick. And I'm just like, this one could be a quick flip.
A great thing too, and and we're going to bring this back a little bit, is the whole community aspect, right? Because you do have people who are involved in this project who are also involved in projects like the Chilled Kongs, which is already, you know, ton of traction, ton of momentum. And the beauty of that is that people like us can, now build relationships with those individuals who then in turn can influence us in more helpful ways. So now we can start to understand how these people strategize, and then maybe that influences our strategy one way or another. And not only that, but what else does that do? That also connects you into these communities, because again, one man is never an island, right? Like you cannot be the only man trying to find all these cool projects to get yourself involved in. But when you have friends who are also involved out there, and they all of a sudden come up on a project that is super dope with a great use, or it's got, a great cause behind it, then all of a sudden you jump into this community, and it like the Bears Club, where all of us just started jumping in. Now we're part of this massive community that we can now learn from and befriend and build relationships with. Even getting involved in the Mad Cows and seeing the build up of a community before a mint has been enlightening. And building these relationships.
Listen, speaking of relationships, I'm going to shout out my squad right now. I met some dudes through the Chilled Kongs community, and we've just squatted up and been chatting with them on the daily. It's the WMWG, hashtag WMWG. That's the Winning More Wherever gang. What up, gang? And yeah, we had a vote on that shit. Dude, they're just a bunch of cool dudes. They've got their, head down. They get it, and they're on the level. And that's what I'm saying. You find people you vibe with, and you really take an active role in your own success and your own future. And it's hey, if we're going to live in a world where they're so outwardly open about the corruption and about the fact that, hey, money talks. It's not about what you can do anymore. It's about how much you have, etc. It's all right, well, we're going to take advantage of that, and we're going to make it fun. And we're going to make friendships, and we're going to network, and we're going to enjoy it, and we're going to change our futures for the better. Financial freedom, man. And this is the thing too. We look out for each other. It's the internet makes it so, there's certain things are separated, right? You can't see people physically, and you can't pick up on those cues and whatnot. But really, the internet is also it's expedited the process for making meaningful friendships. Right? Give trust until trust is broken. I'm an honest person. I'm going to be honest with people. I'm going to be there for them. If you're in my crew, you're in my crew. And so you kind of break that down, and you're meeting and talking with people of like mind. And you have, like you said, you're not an island. It's imagine being in a room with a million other people that you could tap into their brains whenever you want. And that's the internet.
And that's the crazy thing about getting into these communities is that literally you can ask a question, and somebody's got a resource where you can go do your research and find what you need to do. And doing your own research is again, super, super important, because you could dive into the NFT space and get lucky, but it's not all about luck. You need to do your research. You need to know what these projects are about, what they're doing, where they're moving, what they
it's kind of all about
intend
risk
to be
as well, right? It's kind of all about risk. By you doing your due diligence, you're limiting your risk, because you might find out that something doesn't care, it just seems fishy or whatever, and you don't want to get involved in a rug project and go fucking all in with your whole bag because you believe in it,
right?
Because you didn't do anything. But I think that one thing I think is going to be pretty cool that I'm really going to try my very best to go to is the fucking convention, bro. I got really have the idea.
Can we talk about CNFT Con for a second?
Dude, there's gonna be a fucking Swags. Just talk about it, because right now I'm so excited.
Yes. All right, let's just lay the stage, baby.
This is a little bit of news to me. I've missed this little piece.
Sean, you wait to hear about this. You wait.
So yeah, bro, because you haven't been in Discord. So here's the deal. I think we could perfectly use this as an excuse to hang out and meet up. But generally speaking, next October, I think the 7th, 8th, and 9th, there's going to be a CNFT Con in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's $20 at the door. Or for 6080A, you can buy, if you have a chance to mint, because obviously there's only going to be a certain amount of them. So you're going to go on mint day and try to mint one, but you can mint like a premium pass. And so there's a certain amount whitelisted for legacy pass holders, but you can mint one for 6080A and you get certain perks or whatever. You get to get in 30 minutes early. You get like an enamel pin, a fucking badge, some special NFTs that will get airdropped to your fucking wallet. How dope does this all fucking sound?
So
but I'm saying, but if you can't mint a ticket, this is the best part. If you can't mint a ticket, you just go and it's $20 at the door to get in, bro. And you get to meet some of your favorite. Like I want to go because I get to meet like the Chilled Kongs are going to be there, and I could print out a T-shirt, and I could have Deckard, the lead artist. I could have him sign my T-shirt. I could geek out on that
with
shit.
One of your Kongs, bro.
Yeah, with one of my Kongs on it.
Well, and that's another application of NFTs that like I have thought about too. Right, is the fact that like you own this piece of digital art. It is yours. So in the event that you do have that piece that you fell in love with that, you know, inevitably has no value at some point in the future, you can still do things with it. It's your art. If you want to make t-shirts with it and sell them, you can do that. That's your art now. You've bought the digital rights to it. And
yeah, I've never seen one where you didn't own them, but like I've seen it written in the rules all the time saying that like it is like it's not part of what they're going after. Like Swags, have you ran into many projects that you couldn't like make your own shirts or something? Like you don't own the full rights?
None of the projects, as far as I know, when you buy, see, there's a difference, right? When you buy that art, no matter what, when you buy that art, it's your art. Right? A lot of these projects don't have some legal jargon. Like the good thing about the Chilled Kongs is they actually have a license, a user, like a release that basically says you buy this and the AB. It's very legally formatted, very professional. And it says, all right, it breaks down the fact that you have the right to take that image now and you could use that and make money off of it. Right? They're clarifying that aspect. Most projects are completely, it's just known that you buy that piece of art. Like I buy this bear, it's my bear. I can do whatever I want with the bear, but when it comes to like making money off of it, I don't think they're thinking that far ahead, but you own the rights to that. You own the rights to that piece of property, not to the brand as a whole, but to that bear. Like, right. You can't like take their logos and you can't take their brand and say, I am the Bears Club. No, but you are a Bears Club member and you have that bear and that's your bear. And so you could use that in perpetuity.
Yep.
Which when you think about it, it's like I own some badass pieces.
Yeah,
I think that we probably all already have some pieces that we're like, oh man.
My Bears with Problems Club one, my first one I picked up, dude. That guy is fresh, son.
Well, so like again, like just to put it that idea into further perspective, we have the full right to, in turn, take any of our bears that we prefer to represent ourselves, make a banner for the show with our bears in them, 100%. Above board because we own those bears. So like that's the kind of implication.
Do you have any bears with problems, Sean?
I don't have any bears with problems, but I do have the Bears
Bro,
Club.
I think that you'd like them.
Oh, I've looked at them. I've debated it heavily.
And dude, this
the floor is pretty like 55. It's higher. It's higher than the Bears right now.
They're pretty. Sweet.
I think that actually, dude, the floor might be at 40, bro.
Run down.
I'll tell you right now.
There's like
I'm gonna hold them for the coins, dude. You told me there are coins airdropped for each bear that you hold. I'll just hold on to with Muesli Swap and Sunday Swap. That shit can wind up being worth money. So
it could be
Bears with Problems is at
also
40 for a floor right now.
Yeah, I think that like if someone went in and swept up like the bottom 8, it might be over 50.
Yeah, they're just not. This is the thing about projects too. They're going to consolidate, or the floor might come down because of paper hand people. And, we make fun of paper hands, but hey, some people over leverage themselves. Some people don't like that. We make fun of the people that are not going to make it. They don't know how to hold to save their life. They'll just take a loss and take a loss and take a loss. But some people overspend and they need liquid or they need to pay rent or something like that. And hey, kudos to you. Maybe you should reevaluate how you're spending your money and investing it because you're over leveraging yourself. But generally, things consolidate until there's new news or new hype. There's actually an expression that's spoken in the space that it's buy the hype, sell the news. And that's what people do. and there's no real project that is immune to it. Maybe some of the blue chips. I think that's what kind of constitutes something being a blue chip project. You'll hear that thrown around. Maybe we could talk about that another time. I don't know how much time we have left now. But blue chips are basically like solid investments. It's like, hey, let me put this stamp on it saying it's been around long enough and it's consolidated its value long enough, or held its value long enough at a certain point that it had such high sales that it is worth the investment. It's a solid investment. Like you would spend $5,000 or 5,000 ADA on a Space Bud because you know that it's like a Rolex. It'll maintain its value or it'll appreciate, you know?
It's true. It's true. And I mean, that again, that's the interesting aspect of the NFT space. And we touched upon this before in our last episode with you, but now like we're even starting to see it where, you know, land parcels in the metaverse are incredibly valuable.
I own some land.
Those Pavia parcels are insane right now. Like the secondary market of those Pavia parcels is through the roof.
Pavia is definitely it's like almost, you could say, the blue chip metaverse project, or the front runner for being the big one on our network. Like you've heard of Sandbox maybe, or Decentraland.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they're on Ethereum and Solana and other networks basically. And so the big name, front runner and the one that's got all the steam behind it in Cardano is Pavia. And so they just recently announced that they've incorporated a port. And what I mean by that is that they're allowing certain other projects, like you reach out to them or you apply for it, and they're saying like your assets can be imported into our metaverse universe, if you will. And so that gave a pump to a lot of projects. I just bought some moon plots for this project called Carta Station.
Yeah, it is.
I bought some plots for this, some land plots for this project called Unbounded Earth. And I've made sales on those, and I've made my return on investment. So it's definitely, we're years out still from like fully realizing some of the potential that we're seeing now in metaverse, but people are buying and selling these things because if you think about it, if it really does kick off and you invest in the right space, if a house costs $500,000 nowadays, what more will you get off of actually owning a limited supply of something, which is land in a digital universe. Now it's just making the right bet on the right universe, because there's going to be plenty of projects that have their own ecosystems, but Pavia is being one of those. That's why the secondary is almost at like 1,000 ADA. So there you go.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, by the way, I think that Goldman Sachs just bought a Bored Ape for 110 ETH. So that just goes to show you that it's just more and more.
Yeah. I mean, hell, one of the ones that really blew my mind in NFT headlines was Eminem picking up a Bored Ape for almost $500,000 because it had the same style army hat that he's known to wear.
Yeah.
Like it blows my mind to see the amount of people in all these different places that are jumping on it. And I mean, Decentraland just held a rave recently in Decentraland where like they had live DJs who were actually,
it was on Twitch, and you could join teams and you could vote on things. It was nuts. By the way, 110 ETH for people who are like, what's 110 ETH? That's like $440,000. For a piece of art. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, like this, like that's where metaverse technology already is. That we can have digital avatars in game, navigating a room at a party and watching a live stream of a DJ performing a live set.
And this is like you said, this is early, like we're still like this is you're saying, hey, we don't, and everybody has VR. VR is not there yet. These are avatars, and your way to actually you can still go in and interact, right? Kind of in a way that we're familiar with if you've ever internet gamed or just played a game on a computer or console. But generally, this is leading to the headsets and leading to the full immersion. And, it's going to change the face of a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of societal, you're already seeing it now. People are kind of upset because, Facebook or Google, they're doing like facial recognition and they can actually sense what your face, like what your mood is or your response is to something. If it's happy, very likely to be extremely joyful, something like that. People are like wigged out by this kind of stuff. So you're going to see a lot happening, and it's all tied to this. Like, get in now, take it seriously, and be a step. You don't even have to be an investor, just research and understand beyond. Like, this is another thing. This is the thing I was going to say earlier. Like, the government is saying it's a shitcoin epidemic and that cryptocurrency is shitcoin. And they're basically saying because of Dogecoin, which is a meme or a shitcoin because it has no value other than the fact that people are hyping it up. The new value of zero is that zero can be worth millions. That's like the mind-blowing equation. But they're basically saying they're painting crypto as a whole with this fear tactic to say, with a broad brushstroke, it's a shitcoin industry and millennials everywhere are wasting their money in this pyramid scheme. They're literally saying this shit. I'm just like, hey, don't just take it at face value. You didn't do it with vaping. Did you do it with weed? Do you believe that what the government says to you about marijuana? I remember growing up and they said, oh, you smoke weed and it's gonna make permanent grooves in your brain. You're gonna wind up mentally disabled. It's gonna cause erectile dysfunction. All this stuff. We hear it time and time again. So don't take it at face value. See it, let it make you kind of feel something, and then go look and research about it. Because I'm a smart guy. I got a master's in education. Okay. I'm going to low key flex on you right here. I taught for 10 years. I'm not a dumb person. I don't just go blindly into things. All right. So I'm not trying to shill you a pyramid scheme or a shit coin or an epidemic or a national security issue. I'm trying to tell you that you can take control over your own financial situation, break away from the sheep mentality and make your way to financial freedom.
Sir, you just explained it though. That is the national security issue, isn't it? It's the fact that if our money's no longer tied into US dollars and is tied into some non-tangible thing, then they have no more control over our money, and that scares them dramatically.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. This is that moment we're going to wax poetic for a second and remind ourselves that it's we the people, a government of the people, for the people, by the people. And I like to consider myself an intellectual anarchist. I understand that burning things down doesn't get the job done, but I think that when you do something like disrupt the mainstream technologies like crypto is doing,
legacy systems,
you begin to dismantle the current patriarchy, if you will, to use your our current day framing, and reframe it in a more modified way that makes more sense and is more human.
Right.
And like, I think that's
not
something
sensationalized. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Sensationalized. Everything's sensationalized. It's either left or right. The truth is that it's a box, and you need to get out of that box. I was talking to a buddy of mine, like I've been thinking that way too. I vibe with that, bro. We're very like-minded, and it's like, are you Democrat? Are you Republican? This will be my last thing before I inhale the good shit and exhale the bullshit. But basically, get out of the box. Be like, I'm neither of these things. I agree with a lot. I'm more complex than just one way or the other way. We are like, to stop buying into this dystopian breakfast cereal that they're treating you to. It tastes delicious because there's lots of sugar, but you got to question it.
Yeah, that's why we're falling into diabetic comas, because we're eating sugary cereal.
Call back, baby.
Hey.
Bobbing. Oh man.
Okay, I just wanna like share the screen for a second. So your boy just landed this, and I'm pretty fucking pumped about it. To be honest,
he's been shopping.
Dude, I know he's been something. He's been
so
quiet.
Clean though.
Yeah.
So clean.
I saw the look on his face.
Yo.
He's fresh, dude.
I love those hats, dude. I got a couple of those.
It is like, that's such a clean.
Dude,
yeah,
the fedora is
dude.
actually pretty low too. in rarity.
Damn,
If you
bro.
guys are wondering what bear he got, you can go to cnft.tools and you type in number 8721.
Yep.
Bears Club 8721. You're gonna be able to see the guy that he just copped right now.
And he is
Picked him up for
fire.
22. A little above the floor, but like
Not
to
bad
me,
at all.
That's not bad.
That clean. Let's
Dude.
go.
Dude, he kind of reminds me of my I got a dope one like that too, but he's instead of the fedora, he's got the green cap and he's got the gold earring and the gold eyebrow earring.
Nice.
See,
He was one of the first ones I picked up in my 3-pack.
Hell yeah.
I became a fan of the green one, but honestly, I think the one that like stole my heart is this pink bear that I ended up scooping, because the pink bear has the circuitry on him.
Yeah,
And
dude, that's pretty sick.
that
You got some
circuitry
dope
looks
bulls.
fucking pretty cool. I mean, he's blowing a snot bubble, which I think is hysterical. But
Yeah.
the thing that
This-
I
I'm gonna
love
share
about
my
him is the
screen
top
too real
hat.
quick,
Like,
because this one right here is probably
Top
my
hat's
favorite one that
fire.
I
Did
picked.
you get the top hat or you got the top hat, or it's not the green one, right? It's
This is the one I was talking
No,
about.
my
Irish
that I
hat.
think's pretty sick.
the Lucky Charms
Oh,
hat.
dude,
or
that one's
whatever.
pretty dope.
My-
Just the color combos are
Yeah,
fucking
that's
fresh.
I love the freaking heart glasses, man.
Like I think feel like that
the,
one's
see,
pretty
the
sick, but,
rusted
like,
crown is what gets me with that
there
one.
you go.
Like,
Let me go
vibes.
here real quick.
I feel that rusty crown. I've seen a couple with the crown where I'm like, ooh.
I just put this guy up for sale. I don't know why he's still chilling right here, but like
Christmas
this is-
cap. The Christmas
this
cap's
is
pretty
sick.
rare too, which I
Well,
think
if
is.
you go to the activity tab, you'll see it might have failed.
Well,
the
he's actually because like if I go here, he shows up. 'Cause
okay.
These are the ones I've got for sale right now.
Go to activity real quick. Just do me a favor.
Boom.
See, it's in progress.
Oh, in progress.
See, he's
Yeah,
already
30
being
minutes.
sold.
Yeah, it's listed. No, the listing is
Oh,
in
the listing.
progress.
That's
It's just
in
because
listing.
of
Yeah.
it's because of the network, and it's a common issue with JPEG.store.
Yeah. I mean,
look at the
blockchain's
load. It says
93
93%.
Yeah,
So
93% load.
there's a lot of mints happening. There's 2 mints today.
But
Well,
yeah,
dude,
no.
that took 30 minutes to happen, and it didn't even show that it worked until it basically said it failed, and then all of a sudden the ADA was gone, and then the asset came. So, and that was probably 30 minutes ago that I bought that. I was trying. That's why I kept on leaning forward. I'm like, I typed in my password like 4 times because it kept on failing, and then finally
It's
I
like
guess it
that's-
just worked.
That's the scary thing, man, is when it's failing, you're like, just let me have it.
Listen,
just let me have it.
I was in this mint today for Ada Apes, basically. Society. They're a DAO, but they have some really like super surreal kind of hyper realism, if you will, chimpanzee kind of art. And there are 7,000 of them, and I think there was like half of that, maybe less, for the public mint today. And they used this NFT maker app to do their purchase, and the first 2 links that they tried to post immediately failed because of just a bunch of people trying to get in. And it's just like it's a rush, man. It's like almost like it's just like in times of no war, right? That's how
Yes.
men, get their jollies off. We're all fighting each other in a civil way that doesn't hurt anybody, other than the fact that you either get one or you don't. And you almost want to, after it's done and you get the transaction through, sit back, pour a scotch and spark up a cigarette and just be like, yeah.
Well,
baby.
I mean, you say that, and I was talking with somebody in the Bears Club Discord, and once it completely sold out and it was just starting to hit a little bit of a lull because everyone was like, all right, we've climaxed, it's over.
Yeah.
Fuck it. He was like, all right, now that all that's over, I'm going to go smoke a joint. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
I literally put in and I said, and now it's what I like to call Shedtime.
Yes.
I dropped that in the fucking Bears Club. I don't know if anybody caught it, but I put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I tell you, I think that is where the fun lies, though, right? Is the excitement as you're watching everybody just get their pull and seeing what is actually happening in real time. And even now, looking at the secondary market, it's like, oh man, well, if I just throw a little more in my wallet right now, then this little guy right here could come home with me. So it's like, the thing I think of is I have some friends who do this with Pokemon cards as adults now, and it's like it's just a financial game to them. It's buy the packs when they're brand new, rip them open, find out what ones are worth something,
Get a rare,
exactly, and start flipping these cards, and eventually you liquidate all the cheap ones. Exactly. I mean, it's always been.
We were bred for this shit. If you think about it. Literally, like if you've ever played a video game, like I played World of Warcraft forever, and I spent hours and hours and hours on the auction house buying and selling things, going out farming items, and then playing the market, playing the economy. I've been doing that for half my life. Like you said, playing cards. Baseball cards, basketball cards, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic cards, Star Wars cards, Star Trek cards, any type of card you want, we had as kids, X-Men cards. And if you get a good pull, you traded that for like a year's worth of your buddy's devil dogs at lunch, or something really cool or whatever, because we didn't have money. We bartered back then. But nowadays you're an adult and you realize that everything in a capitalist free market society has value. Like you're talking about shoes earlier. It's like It's almost like it's kind of sad in a way, because if you look at society, it's just become like we can't enjoy anything anymore. We have to buy it to sell it. But it's a game that we've been socialized into, and so you just embrace the fact that you already have like kind of the social awareness for
skill set almost,
exactly.
Yep.
It's called it's kind of like in technology where they use similar tokens or similar icons across apps. It's like the body language of the technology.
Dude, one thing you said the other day, so I kind of like resonated with me, and I think could also kind of resonate with some of like our listeners too, because a lot of our listeners are also vapors. It's like if you've ever gotten into the high-end vape market, it's like trying to get in on a drop for the latest high-end squonk, or the latest Addy or Boro device, or bridge or whatever, you know what I mean, and you got to get in the list and find the right group, and this sort of thing is like that whole experience is kind of similar to like this aspect, but like with the different applicate. I don't know what term I was gonna go with there. I just took a dab, so my brain's not working properly. But
words are hard.
It's just cool because like it's like I've seen the similarities in other like things that I've done in the past that like I can use some of that knowledge.
Training.
Yeah, it's like I've had that training almost to like
cross training. Yeah.
And like, so I've been through similar experiences. So like, I kind of know, what to sort of expect, or, you know what I mean?
Intuitive is what it is. That's the word. It's intuitive.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's kind of cool because like, even the whole community aspect of it is so similar to like, the vape community aspect. Like when we first got into it, you know what I mean? Like being a part of a group and chatting about like whatever new things popping up. But of course this, you're talking about the project, the NFT, where, it could have been, like when we first joined the vapes, we were talking about the latest RDA or the latest mod, you know what I mean? So it's like I already have that aspect of it. So it's just like, it's kind of cool to find a new set of community that like has that same sort of vibe, but with a different, cornerstone or center point, you know what I mean? It's like it's centered around NFTs compared to being centered around vaping.
The great thing I think too about it is that like I love vaping. It's something special to me, but like at the end of the day, that's an appeal to a small niche area of people in the entire world, right?
Yeah.
Like all of probably 1% of the entire world population, maybe 2 if you're lucky, is even interested in that subject. But art, a large number of people in the world can appreciate
I'm in
good art.
Swags is in Discords where there's like over 10,000 people in the Discords,
dude.
Bro. Like that chat is just like always
lit.
Like especially at certain times, like it'll be going so
honestly,
fast.
My brain is scrambled eggs from like 8 months of doing this shit. I'm just like 12 hours a day, pretty much. Just like my eyes, like I think Lee or somebody asked me like how long I how long I look at crypto every day. And I was like, basically like 12 hours. He's like, so like basically, you roll out of bed, open your eyes up, and then you roll back into bed and close your eyes. You know, it's like when your eyes open till your eyes close, and it's basically what it is, man. You know, but I love it. That's the thing. And this guy, he's a great speaker, and he's a logic guy, and he speaks of things very well. I don't know, maybe he's polarizing. I think he's pretty down the middle, just with logic. Jordan Peterson, he once said that if you want to do something that, you know, your work is like a relationship, and if you're in a good relationship has love. And so you can really meet your full potential in a relationship or in work if you love what you're in a relationship with. And so I really been jogging that against my skull. And I really love this in this space. And it really resonates with like my past and emerging technology and all that shit, just to get real and get on the level. And so I love it. And so doing it from the moment I open my eyes to the moment I close my eyes is just like breathing to me at this point. And will it always be like this? I don't know. But that's why I can do it. So I wouldn't recommend it for like people to get sick over it, but I enjoy doing it. And my brain is scrambled eggs, but I'm kind of like, I'm smoking weed, I'm chilling, I'm vibing, I'm hanging out with the homies, and you find ways to make it even out despite the fact that you're working a lot. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like not everybody's built for making it a lifestyle.
No,
you know
like
what I mean?
This is, like I'm definitely.
I'm a D-Gen, bro. I'm a D-Gen. They call us D-Gens for a reason. Go ahead.
I'm definitely not the person that I wouldn't be able to do what Swaggins does, but like for me, like this is something for me to do on the side. You know, every now and then. You know, like when I'm just sitting here chilling, I can pull up the market, see what's going on. I don't really have to. I couldn't be one of those people that sits here and stares at, because it would stress me out, dude. Yeah. I get stressed out and I get too anxious. I just have too much anxiety for to do it. But you know, for something like this project in particular, like I can get into like one or two projects here and there, and like that's more a little bit more manageable for me because I can just keep my eye on these one or two things. You know, it's less for me to have to, you know, constantly keep, you know, looking at, like, unlike, you know, Swags and Chris, where they've kind of got their hands in, you know, multiple different things, and they're always looking at it. I my brain wouldn't be able to handle it. So she's like, I'm gonna just...
Dude, you got enough on your plate as it is anyways, man.
Yeah,
you
and
got
it's like I got
full-time working, you got the brand, you got Frames Janklin, you got enough in your suitcase.
The cool part about this for me is because like it's literally like a new thing for me, but it's also something that can help me in the future. You know what I mean? Like this is something that not only is like fun, but it's also that's something that could help build a better future for myself if I do the right things and I actually do the right research. And that's why I'm not diving into all these different things that I'm hearing you guys talk about. It's just like I might grab up one or two things like this one. You know, you guys started talking about. I pulled up the page and read about it a little bit, and I was like, you know what, this could be kind of cool. I saw that had like some game aspect, you know, that they're trying to incorporate, and I was like, okay, well if that comes in, these things could actually kind of pop. You know what I mean? So I was like, shit, I'll dive in. Price was right. I had the money to do so. Fuck it, I'm gonna get in. And it was like the Bears of Problems. The same thing. I read about the project. They have a good fucking idea of what they're doing. You know, percentage of royalties from each purchase goes to suicide prevention, which I'm 100% behind. That in itself was just like, dude, I'll just throw money at it regardless if I get it back or not. Like,
yeah, it's
going to a good cause. They look dope as shit. Even if I don't even sell these things, I love the two that I have. Like, I would just like print these out on like some stickers and shit and make them Frames Janklin Vapor bears. You know, I'll put a fucking bear tattoo.
You could use your bear and you could put your logo on it.
Yeah, I'll put a logo on their fucking t-shirt or some shit, or put it in the background or something, and they'll be like new stickers that I fucking throw out or something. You know what I mean? Or who knows, somewhere down the line they might fucking pump up and I might be able to make a decent return on them. Who knows? But like, it's just like it's just a cool thing for me. It's something different. It's something it's kind of exciting. But it's also something that I don't feel like I'm just throwing money away, because there is potential to make a return or even a substantial profit depending on what I invest in. You know,
I think that's like for me the biggest part. It's just it's fun, but it's like it's fun to dream. I've mentioned this many times before.
This is me playing the lottery. You know what I mean? Some people buy lottery tickets. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have more power. You like this is the thing too, just to kind of unwrap that a little bit. The lottery's a lottery, right? And you can win the lottery here too by minting something, and all of a sudden that's the lottery. It's like, all right, maybe I'll get a rare. But by investing in the project in the first place, you're already being able to do more than you can do in the lottery, because you can't choose like maybe a scratch ticket, right? But the lottery, you can't choose how the game is played and etc. And also, what I like the most about NFTs is you get into like maybe stocks, or maybe you got into crypto and you just bought like ADA, or you bought Polygon Matic, or you bought Ethereum, or you bought Bitcoin. You're just sitting on it. Sure, I was sitting there too. And then the market started to go down. I was like, I'm not the type. I don't want to. I want to wait for my money to make me money. I mean, this is I'm definitely diversified more, and I'm doing better by having made this move. But I want to take more of an active role. So I started to say, well, in this realm where I invested in ADA, I have all this ADA, so I can use my ADA in this ecosystem to buy and sell things. So let me start doing that. And then I started doing that, enjoying it, making money, making more money, and then reinvesting. And I'm like, this is it.
I mean, I think of it also, like, I'm going to use a different, whole other analogy that I know some of our listeners will grasp. It's like selling weed, guys. Like, if you really want to look at it from one perspective or another, like it's like selling weed. You're going to start out with an ounce, and you're going to flip that ounce and buy 2, and you're going to flip those 2 and get 4, and then you're going to flip those 4 and get 8, and flip that 8 until you're at a pound. You know what I mean? And then you're going to start having some profits off your pound, and you're going to be able to play with some profits off your pound while you're still flipping your pound over and over again. Well, that's the game you're trying to play, right? You're trying to flip them, make some money on it, get some better, flip it, make some more money on it, get a couple, flip them, get a couple more, flip them. That's what you're trying to do.
I think that also, right, if you do well on a project and all of a sudden you have an influx of like, let's say 300 or 400 ADA, right? And then you have that, and there's a cool project coming up and you have an opportunity and you're like, oh, I'm going to throw like 150 at this and I'll mint the max that I'm allowed to mint. And then I'll try to pick up a couple off the secondary. And that's like your commitment. And then you're like, okay, this is really hot now. I can then move. It's like this game. It's guessing for sure. But, and I would say it's like definitely not like the lottery in the aspect of like you do control so much, just like Swags was saying, because you decide what projects and you're like basically like changing the odds. It's like a horse race. I guess it'd be more like horse racing if you were really into horse racing.
Yeah.
and the thing is too, though, is that unlike the horse race, like you have an opportunity here to still influence it, right? Because you can get out there and talk about it and show the project and be excited about it, and that in turn can get more people excited about it. And that's a big part of the floor going up on projects, is the more and more people who want to get into this project and be involved, the more the value that your project has. So the more excited you are about it, the better. So, if you're into a project, get hype.
Like, I've tried now 2 times separately to send ADA from the exchange to my wallet, and it failed. And no joke, I would have fucking spent like 150 ADA right now on a gold fucking bear.
I just found one that is beautiful. He's a handsome white bear.
Dang. Anyways,
I
we'll
understand.
probably just keep on talking if we don't.
Yeah, I understand.
Finish up
but we are coming down to the end of that time, and I do appreciate everybody who's hung in there with us and has continued to express their curiosity on the subject. I know after the last episode, I did have a handful of listeners reach out to me. They asked me to show them Swaggins Twitter, all of that. So this is my opportunity one more time to let Swaggins plug all of those places. So if you want to know what he's thinking, what's exciting him and getting his juices rolling, you know where to find him. Go ahead, plug it all.
Sure, yeah. Thanks again for having me on, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to chill and chat with y'all. Again, another shout out to WMWG, the squad. And you can find me on Twitter at Swaggins Crypto, SWAGGINS Crypto, on Twitter. And feel free to follow. I have a Discord, Swaggin's Crypto Cove. If you are new to crypto and you just kind of want a place to start, it's a good spot. So if you're in the Vape Stew Discord or whatever, you can get at me and you can get a link to that. I can invite you. But generally speaking, it's just kind of a place where you can get your feet wet. You can kind of be aware of some of the terms, get some video resources, etc. See some NFTs. It's very low key. But yeah, Swaggin's Crypto on Twitter. That's where you can really find me. That's where I'm the most active outside of Discord. And thanks for having me again. Thanks.
Hey, thank you. It's I'm going to be honest. It's been a incredible resource to, I think, all of us. I know part of the reason I haven't had to ask as many questions is because there are resources in that Discord that I've just been able to go to and get my questions answered immediately. So it's a fantastic thing. Go follow him on Twitter if you're not doing it already. Trust me, there's plenty of great information that he's going to end up retweeting over and over again. You never know what you're going to see, but I guarantee it's going to be worth you paying attention. So go do it. With that, let me throw it over to the boys. Uncle Chris, tell them what it is.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that it is it is always a pleasure to have Swags in on a conversation, especially about shit that like I fucking am so into right now, and I love hearing it. And like it makes me like realize like how far I've come from the last episode, which is like I'm actually super
That'd be a
excited
cool parallel to kind of play back that episode and then play this episode. Yeah, to see.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like that, because at that time I was like really excited about it, but now I'm feeling like really excited about it because I'm like there and I understand how all this stuff works. I don't there's no like questions about, how I'm transferring stuff over or how I'm staking things or how I'm doing all these different things. Like, it's like I've learned all those things. So now the new part is like figuring out this whole, CNFT thing, which I feel like I'm doing all right at. I know I got to improve in some areas. I got to stop being so like, oh, I love this so much. Like I need more. This is so clean. I got to be a little bit further removed, but I know that eventually I'll get there. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Oh yeah. Feeling it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so thank you all the listeners. Check out me on Tuesday nights on Mixing It Up. Check out me I'm Mixing It Up on KVTV's YouTube. Same time, 8:00 on Fridays, Strange Ankle Vapors YouTube. Wow, I'm really struggling here. Dude, I'm still like riding the high of like this whole conversation and just like I have to go to my sister's for dinner and like I'm worried that I'm gonna miss out on a deal, but then I also
watch out for the flying moose.
Dude, I don't even have like the 88 in there though. I really am trying to not take away from my main bag. Like I'm just trying to do that set because I know that if I get into that, it's like it's a downhill slope. So I need to keep that.
Yeah, you don't want to accumulate too much, right? You wanna keep it even, Steven.
Yeah,
sales and buys.
It's going to be a wild ride, and I know that we'll be having Swags back, and I'm sure that at that point we'll all look back at this episode and be like, whoa, like look at where we were then, and like look how much more we understand. Not even necessarily.
Me too, dude. I'm growing too. I'm not the master by any means. Let me
because like all
clarify.
the little things, like they start to really they make sense though. Like it's just once you do one thing for one project, then you might do it for another, and then you're good. It's like getting verified through Discord, and now any Discord I go and they need the verification bot, like I'm already there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like Cosmic takes care of that shit, and I'm there. But yes, lastly, I will say, if you guys want any of my e-liquid, check out UncleChrisTestingGrounds.com. Use the coupon code Shedtime. It'll save you a little bit of cash. Also, feel free to go check out our Patreon. That's Shedtime Podcast, and also give us a follow on SoundCloud. We're getting real close. Just keep on pushing, and everybody out there, live your best life. Frames, take it away.
Oh yeah, dude. It took you a second to remember what you're gonna say. Though.
No, dude, that was
Be your best self.
Anyways, shout outs to my man,
Dramatic
my
pause.
boy, my dude, Crypto Swaggins. Appreciate you coming hanging out with us, man. Always a
Cheers.
pleasure having you on, dude. So of course, look forward to future conversations because I know I'm going to get more and more into this as time goes because I'm already like really enjoying the small little taste I got last night, and it's been a lot of fun. It's cool, and it's something new and different for me that I definitely think I'm going to kind of do a little bit more research and dive a little bit more into just because the possibilities, man, and it's just been a cool experience. Other than that, guys. Make sure you guys have followed us on SoundCloud. That way you guys can get in those giveaways. We're pretty damn close from what I understand to that mark for the first one. So go over there, go give us a follow. 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts or any other podcasting platforms that take reviews or anything like that. Leave one. Let us know what you guys think of the show. Send us any emails and stuff. Thegreenroom.shedtime. Fuck. Now I'm fucking up, Chris.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I promise that's not really the email.
Yeah, thegreenroom.shedtime@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know any things that you guys want to see, hear, or maybe people you guys want us to talk to. Let us know there. Of course, give us a follow on the Patreon if you guys want to help support what we're doing here on the show. That would be greatly appreciated. Other than that, you can check us out on the Green Room every Friday. For build-offs. Just fun times with the Shedheads. Join us there. And then, of course, I do some, reviews and stuff like that on the channel from time to time. So check that out as well. Other than that, we'll be here in the shed doing the damn thing for you guys every week. And I'm going to end it as I always do, sending out positive vibes, crisp high fives. And as always, let's just shed time our faces off. Sean, over to you, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for hanging tight with us this whole time. I'm sure that you guys got as much of it as we did. And, I know I had a blast. I think you guys did too. Am I right? Did we all have fun?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'm honestly pretty baked.
And I'm lit as fuck. So that's even better. I'm excited. Hey, congrats to us. No food talk. That.
Ooh, that's
yes.
Oh, dude. Maybe the next time that Sways is on, like we're all talking about how like we're just killing it with Bear Club and like fucking. Can you believe it? Like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. So big thank you to Swags for returning to the show. More dramatic pauses for everybody.
Yes.
Big thank you to you for joining out. Wow. See, that's how stoned we are, people.
Yeah, I started it off strong, boys.
Yes. So, with all of that, I'm just going to bring it to a close like I always do and remind you, don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick. And whatever it is that you do, be sure to have fun. It's the Shed Time Podcast, and it's time for us to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy, Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sean Tyven, the Angry Hippie, and I'm back at it again. We're here today to talk about Unicorn Vapes Inc. a fantastic Canadian company who's making outstanding vape hardware. If you're looking for a fantastic, high-quality mechanical device or an excellent RDA, and you're looking for it at a fantastic and affordable price, look no further than Unicorn Vapes Inc. You can get your Unicorn Vapes Inc. products at areliquid.com. That's areliquid.com. Check them out today.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
Wow. Yeah. Stonerdom. Hashtag pothead problems.